Hello, I'm Jim from Come Play With Us, and in this video I'm going to be playing the Anarchy. This is a 1 to 4 player game that is the sequel to Hadrian's Wall, brought to you by Garfield Games. I never played Hadrian's Wall, but this one really intrigued me because it had a similar theme to a game I did enjoy called After the Empire, but After the Empire I felt it was a worker placement based game, and the worker placement part was very, very basic. And I didn't think, although I loved building the castle and defending it, the game engine just seemed, there wasn't really enough meat on those bones for me. This is the same theme as After the Empire, but this has a much better game engine. Although this one has less player interaction, it's really a solitaire game. Playing this multiplayer there's zero difference between playing this multiplayer and playing this solo. The only point of interaction in this game is at the beginning of the round, we're going to draft cards that give us our starting resources for the round, and that's the only point of interaction in this game. First thing I want to point out here is that I have laminated scorecards here. These do not come with the game. They just come with your standard paper, a giant pad of paper scorecards for the game. I prefer the laminated. I'm not quite sure why game companies still do the paper and why they're not doing the laminated. Maybe laminated don't last forever or whatever. But so I laminated mine, and I'm using this dry erase marker obviously doesn't come with the game because it doesn't have laminated scorecards. So just keep that in mind if you go to purchase this game, it just comes with a paper pad of scorecards, which of course you can laminate like I did. And I just think it's just much easier. And because of how much color and stuff was on these cards, I think the dry erase really stands out, especially on camera, better than the pencil would. So so got that out of the way. As usual, I time box my video, so I'll time box this to an hour and a half. I think I can get this whole game in an hour and a half, no problem. I'll play fast, and I won't try to strategize too much just to get this all in and show you how it works. But really, it goes 5 rounds, and every round is pretty similar to the round before. So even if I don't get through the whole thing, not a big deal. The final scoring is just adding up these scores at the bottom here, so nothing big there. Okay, so let's get started with the explanation here. There's basically two, like I said, this is a castle defense game. There's two main things you're doing in this game. You're defending your castle at the end of every round, and you have these attack cards that get dealt to you at the beginning of the round, so you kind of know what's coming at you for the most part. Every round, we're going to be dealing with one extra card. And the third round card and the fifth round card, you'll see that, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little closed eye symbol. Those ones will come out face down. So you will, by the end of the game, you'll be dealing with 6 of those cards. 2 of them will be face down, so there will be 2 that you won't quite know how to prepare for. But the backs of the cards do give you, sorry, that's the the final one that doesn't have it. But the backs of these cards do give you a hint about what's on the front side. So this one is saying that you should build walls to protect, you can use your craftsmen, soldiers, and your knights, and this rock tactic are kind of the things that you can use to defend this. And you can see on the other side, it's showing like it's attacking the front wall there. So how you read these cards, it'll show you on the front side what defenses you can use to defend this card. So for this card, it's saying the attack's coming from the bottom, and the attack is E. It's got a letter here. And every round, you see the bottom of these castle cards that they have the letter. So you look at the bottom here. So E is a 2 strength attack. So that means there's a 2 strength attack going to be coming at us from the bottom here. And it highlights what defenses you can use to block that. So for this attack, you can use soldiers and craftsmen to block 1 damage, knights to block 2 damage, and also you can use the front wall there and the rock tactic to defend this attack. So that's how you read these cards. So basically, and then this other one here showing the attack coming. There's going to be 2 attacks on this card both A level, which for this round is a 2, so 2 strength attacks coming from the top and the bottom that I can defend with walls, again, rock, and those soldiers. So for this first round, since everything I'm defending is these, especially this wall and the rock, I think I'll focus on building these walls and kind of get that rock tactic. Okay, so that's the defending the castle part. So you have your little castle here with your that you build to do the defending. The other part of this game is attacking enemy castles. So these are the enemy castles. Every round you'll have one castle to attack. And then they'll kind of tell you what you need to, at the top here, what you need to spend to attack this castle. So for this simple castle here, we need bread and ladders, and then we can attack this. Okay, and then at the top here, it kind of tells you what your reward for the castles. These are variable, so the reward for defeating this castle is moving up 2 on this track and then getting 2 wood there. I think that's the bravery track. Moving 2 on the bravery track and getting 2 wood for doing that attack. Okay. So when you're first introduced to this game, when I pulled these sheets out, it can be a little daunting. There is a lot going on these cards. So I'm going to try to break it down for you, make it really simple. This left side here is basically everything to do with those 2 main goals I just explained. So attacking the enemy castle and defending your castle. This top part here in the top left, these things all here, these are all have to do with defending your castle. So if you want to build up your defenses, this is where you're looking. Okay, so the top 4 things here are just building out the basic structure of your castle. So you're building your gates, your towers, your walls, and your moat. The next 3 things here are just your basic resource generation. So these ones will get you your wood, your bread, and your soldiers. And then they also, the further you go along those tracks, they'll increase your production in those things. Production is mapped down here in this little section here. So this is where your production is. These 5 things correspond to the different tactics that are shown here that'll let you defend your castle, right? So you can see the rock here is right here, rocks, right? So this whole section is the tactics that you can use to defend your castle. Okay, so you're looking at those. The tactics you do have to kind of invent or discover before you can start building them. To build these things, that's where this side comes in. So you can't build these things until you discover them from doing stuff on this side. So I'll go over this side next, but so that's basically everything you need to know about kind of building up your defenses. To attack these castles, mainly you're focused on these kind of like, I don't know what these are called, but the siegecraft. So you need siegecraft to attack the enemy castles. And so all those things are here. So you'll see the ladder that I need is the first siegecraft thing on this. And how this side works is basically you spend coins. This is pretty much the only thing coins are used for. You spend coins to fill in these little squares around the coin thing. And then there's lines that kind of connect to the next place you can go. So depending on where you pick these things, you can branch out to here. So, and then these are all your allies here. So if you want more craftsmen, you're going to spend money to get more craftsmen, your soldiers, your knights, and then your siegecraft. Okay, so basically the 2 main areas you're going to be focused on throughout the whole game is kind of these 2. The tactics are kind of, I'm not going to say you can ignore the tactics, but they're not as important really as the castle building, I don't think. Okay, so that's basically this. The whole bottom part here you don't really have to worry about because this is your scoring. These are basically your scoring tracks, and you're not going to really concentrate on these. Well, I guess you can concentrate on these things once you get better at the game. But these are basically, you'll get these, move up on these tracks based on everything else you do. So you're not really trying this. And the bottom part is your discontent, which are kind of the penalties you get for not doing this stuff. So what do you get penalized for? You get penalized for not defending your castle, obvious. and you get penalized for not attacking. So you do want to focus on these things because the farther you get behind on the attacking the castles, the more discontent you're going to generate. Basically, you generate 1 discontent every round for the number of castles you haven't defeated. Basically, so if I don't defeat this castle this round, I'll get 1 discontent this round. If I don't do either castle next round, I'll get 2 discontent a round. So that's really big. Like, I think you really want to concentrate on this because you'll generate a lot of discontent if you totally ignore attacking, and same with defending. So I think you really do kind of have to focus on those 2 things. Okay, so that's this card. This second card here is kind of more about your kind of like almost engine building kind of things. This is where all your buildings are. So there's kind of different 4 different sections here. So you got your governance, your warcraft, your worship, and your entertainment. The governance here, basically, generally, this will be it kind of gives you. I think, is this where the small? No. Yeah, this one's more about kind of depending on what you want to do. The top here, the keeps, basically help you move faster on these other sections because they'll let you fill these out without, like, normally you spend your white workers to move up these tracks, but the keeps will let you also kind of give you bonus moves of those tracks. And then the mints help you with your money generation or money production. And then the spies here will help you peek at these face down cards. Okay, so that's the governance part. The warcraft, this is kind of probably one of the most important one because this is where you research the tactics, which give you these things that you can use to defend your castle. Okay, so that's how you get your tactics. The ramparts give you these tokens here, which allow you to move your soldiers around. Like, normally when we go through the castle defense phase, you kind of have to pre-plan where you're going to put all your soldiers and stuff. And then these tokens allow you to move them between attacks. So that's what the ramparts are all about. And then the stables here just basically give you the horsey symbol, and you'll see the horsey symbol comes out in the later rounds here. If you want to keep attacking the castles, you need the horses. And so you're going to need to at least, so you're going to need to do some research on the stables here to get the horses. Worship, this section is kind of, there's a couple of things here. This will help you with your, where is it? The white token, what are those guys called? Patrons. It gives you patron production. So that's a lot of what's in here. You can do knight training once you build a small chapel, so you can train your knights. And then it has this kind of festival thing. I didn't even use this festival thing on the first the first game I played. And this bottom one's entertainment. This is kind of just all a bunch of mini games that you can do to help generate some extra resources, help you move up the track, like these tracks here. You can do tournaments with your knights that can give you kind of rewards and things, give you extra knights, give you extra soldiers. And then there's this whole beer making thing. The beer tokens basically let you turn your soldiers into knights for a round kind of thing. So on my first game I played, I kind of like dabbled in these things. In this game, I think my lessons learned from that game is I think I'm going to mostly ignore this entertainment section. Now, the other thing the entertainment section does do is help you with your discontent. So if you're going in a strategy where you're not heavily going into these 2 areas and really defending or attacking, and you're generating discontent, this entertainment section can help reduce the discontent. So that's where I think this comes in more strategically. So I think I'm not going to focus on this. I made that mistake last game, and I think I wasted a lot of time on this section here. I'm going to focus on these top 2, and I'm not going to worry too much about the worship either. I think I'm really going to focus on this warcraft and the governance, I think. So I'm going to, because the money is pretty important for, generating soldiers and stuff, and the your tactics and that kind of not your tactics, your siegecraft and stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do this game. Okay, that was a mouthful. Okay, so you got a good reference card here that tells you how the game plays and everything. So let's go through the steps. So the first, in the beginning of the round, we're going to deal the required attack cards, which I've done already. I've already dealt the attack cards out, and then we're going to draft the new path cards. So in a 2-player game, we're going to draft 2 cards here, and I'm even with the bot. So that means I get to pick one of the 2 cards to draft. So the important things you're looking at here is the resources you get for drafting the card, but it will also give you a kind of a goal for the game that allows you to generate more points. So you want to look at both things. So this one, give final influence. So influence is this track here with a kind of like a ring. So basically, depending on how far I go down this track, I'll get some extra points. And this one's final discontent. So if I pick this one, then I want to keep my discontent down. I think I am going to focus on keeping discontent down, so I might want to pick this one. This one also gives me more craftsmen and more of the what are those called, patrons. And this one just gives me some more wood and more of the yellow guys, which are the serfs. The serfs basically help you with your resource generation. But I think I am going to go with this one because I'm going to focus on keeping my discontent down. So I'll take that one. This one just gets discarded, and then you move the bot up 1. So the bot is always going to attack the castles. So that just kind of marks around. Okay, so then we take this card here, and we're going to match it up with our production, right? So the card gives me 2 serfs. In my production, you just look at the filled in one. So I start with 1 serf production, so that will give me 3 serfs to start the game. I'll get those 3 there. And then I got 4 craftsmen from here. I don't generate any craftsmen currently, so that's just 4. And I got 3 wood. I'm generating 1 wood, so it gives me 4 wood. And generally with the craftsmen, you need wood. So if they're equal, 4 wood, 4 craftsmen, that's a good ratio, because that means I'll be able to build everything with those guys. I got 4 patrons here. I'm not producing any patrons yet, so draw 4 of those. Patrons, like I said, they're mostly used to move up these tracks on the side there. So those, and that's it for the card. So I can tuck this now under here. Okay, and then I keep going here. So I generate 1 coin, which I'm gonna need for the siegecraft, and I get 1 bread. Now the other thing is, at the end of the round, you do need to feed people. So I generally keep my bread up here, because you'll need 1 per round from here on in. So next round I'm going to need 2. So I'll keep that there just to so I know I've already met that. And you'll get discontent if you don't feed the people there. Okay, so I got my bread. I get 2 soldiers and no knights to start. Okay, that's basically how every round starts. Now we just go from there. We've drafted, we've gained our workers and resources from our path cards and our production tracks, and now we're just doing the actions. Okay, so I really want to try to get that rock tactic. I also need to build ladders. So I only have $1 right now, so that's going to be an issue. I'm going to need to find a way to generate some coins here to basic, because I'm going to need a coin to learn how to build ladders, and then of course I got to build the ladders. So if you look at governance here, if I'm going 1 on the governance track here, will give me a coin. So I think I'm going to start by doing that. So I got to spend, as you can see here, it shows I can spend 1 white or one of these what are these called, patrons, to move up on that track. So I'll just mark that off, and the reward for moving up on that track is a coin. And then you'll also see that this says a 1, so that shows you what you can build. So now that I've moved 1 on the governance track, that unlocks the small keep here. So you see the the color coding here will show you when you've unlocked a new building. So I've unlocked a small keep, so I could start building. I could build the small keep, and then once I build it, I can start kind of generating stuff from the small keep. But really right now I just want to work on getting the rocks, or the ladders, sorry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spend my first coin here to go to start here. So that's my starting space. That gives me a surf. So I got a surf there. And then I'll use my second coin. And I'll follow this path down here to do the ladders. Okay, so now I've unlocked the ladders. So I can now build the ladders. So to build the ladders, I need a craftsman and a wood. Like I said, it's usually 1-to-1 with these. So I'll spend a craftsman and a wood. And I will build the ladders, which moves me up on the might track. Woohoo, I got a point. Okay, so I got ladders, so I've fulfilled this here. Now I need a bread to attack that castle. So to get a bread, the easiest way would be to farm here. So I can spend one surf to farm. Moves me here, and that gives me a bread. Wait, yeah, so I've only got 2 soldiers. Soldiers are worth 1 strength each, so I need another 2 soldiers before I can attack that castle. Oh, pull me back here. Okay, so, or I could generate a knight. So how I could get a knight? The easiest way to get knights is to do the tournaments, and that costs food. But to do the first tournament here, I need to move up on this track by 1. So that is a good way to get knights. The other way to get knights is to spend money. That's another way. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to do much on the entertainment track, but it is nice to get some money here. Yeah, probably do also want, and I also probably want to get some more bread. So, let's spend 2 guys here, 2 of the serfs, to move up the farming track here. So the first one doesn't give me anything. The second one gives me a bread and moves me, increases my bread production, or my food production, so I can circle that in. So now I'll get 2 bread per turn. Okay, so it gives me the extra bread. And which I'll need to spend to get my knight. So then I need to move up on this entertainment track. Now I've got 2 options there. The building the keep does let you kind of move up these tracks for free. Oh, and building the keep also gives me a knight too. Maybe I want to do that for getting a knight. That's because I do want to concentrate on this. So I do need to build 3 walls though. So I got to be careful here that I don't, because I have enough here to build the 3 walls right now. But that gives me an extra, but that's tough. Should I build a small keep? Well, let's spend one of these. Let's go with my original plan here. Let's spend one of those to move up on this track 1. That'll give me a wood. And now I can do the tournament here by spending the food that I got. So I spend my food, so that gives me a knight, and that lets me do the tournament. So I can show you how tournaments work here. Okay, so I get a knight. And now we're doing the tournament. Okay, so a lot of these things here do give you kind of like a little mini game that involves your deck here. So when we're doing the tournament, it basically shows you that you draw 2 cards, and I'm trying to win the tournament here. So for the tournament, you're looking at this row here with the sword and the shield, and my side, I'm this card, and my opponent is this card. I've never actually ever won one of this, but you're trying to match your sword to an empty spot. So if your sword hits their shield, you don't hit, and if their sword hits your shield, they don't hit, but their sword hit my blank spot. So I actually lost that. So I don't get anything more. Now, if I would have won that, I would get a soldier, and I get to move up on the influence track, but I lost the tournament, so I don't get that. And that's how you do tournaments. Okay, so, but that did give me my knight, so now I have 2 plus these 2. Now I can spend my food, my knight, and my 2 soldiers to raid this castle here, and now I can get the 2 bravery and the 2 wood. And that also gives me another serf. The other important thing to note is you lose all your resources at the end of the round, so you do want to be very efficient with your resources. You don't want to leave anything on the table. First objective met. I took care of that castle, so we're good there. Now I just got to work on defending, and to defend, I need to build 3 walls. So let's get that out of the way. So to build walls, I need a craftsman and a wood. I'll build my first wall here. Building my first wall also gives me a patron. So I get to place a wall. I need, this one's the most important. So the walls, you start out at level 1. Now the walls are the trickiest here because the way the walls work is they cannot be more than 1 level higher than the wall adjacent to them. So I couldn't make this a level 2 wall until I build the level 1 ones here, because it would be 2 above the thing adjacent to it. Okay, so that's my first wall. I gotta grab my patron here. Okay, built my first wall, so I'm gonna build another wall. So do that. Okay, get my back wall built. There. I guess I should do this first. Okay, so that's 2 walls. Now these are they're level 1, so they're only gonna block 1 damage. So I need to block 2 damage on each of those. But I mean, the walls don't have to block all the damage. I can use soldiers and knights to block the rest of that damage. So they just kind of help me with those. So really, because I can't really go another level on these until I build these other walls here, and then I could go level 2 on those. But I don't really have enough resources to do that this round. So what I really need to do is just come up with some soldiers. So I will need 1 soldier here, 1 soldier there. I mean, I can also use the rock tactic, right? And I'll need 1 soldier there. So I could get that rock tactic and build 2 soldiers, and that would be good. So to build the tactics, I need to move up on the warcraft track. Now I do have 1 craftsman left, so I could build the small keep here, because I can build that. I've got the level 1 here, and then that would help me get a knight and give me some resources, and then give me a free. I spent enough white here, so I have 3 white. I could, actually, I could build that whole. I could do the whole keep. I have enough. I have 3 of the white guys, so I could do that. That's one option I have. The other option I have is I could just do that. That would give me a soldier, and then I could, maybe that's what I'll do that. Instead of worrying about the small keep at this point, let's spend 1 white, 1 patron here to get the first level of the warcraft, which gives me a soldier, so that's 1 of the soldiers I need. And then that unlocks the first tactic spot here. So then I can spend another patron or a knight. I'll spend a patron here. And that will give me a tactic. There. Okay, so now I can pick one of the tactics here. Of course, I'm going for rocks. And the rock tactic here gives me another soldier. All right, so I'm all good now. So okay, so I've got 2 soldiers plus the rock tactic plus the walls. I can defend all this without. So I've totally taken care of my defenses there. Yeah, so I don't have to worry about that now. So I can focus on other things for the rest of the turn. And yeah, with the tactics, you get a free one, and then from this point forward, I just need to spend wood, and I can get more of the rock tactics. And I've got a bunch of wood, so I might use that wood to get those, just so I don't waste that wood. But let's see what other things we can do. Like I said, you don't really want to waste stuff. Now I could start working on, like, I've got some yellow guys left, or the serfs left, so I could, kind of start working on these empty spaces just to open those up for next round. So I've got two serfs left. I've got one patron left, so I might want to get the get going on this. Oh, I have a craftsman left too, so maybe I'll build the small mint and get my money generation up, because that's pretty useful, because I can use the serfs. Yeah, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. Okay, so at first I got to use my patron here to move up another level on the governance, which unlocks the small mint here, and then I've got to spend my craftsman and wood to build the small mint, and then I can use my serfs to get my production up. So 2 of those. So I get my blank space here, and then I get this one. So this gives me so that gives me money production, gives me a coin, and moves me up on the influence track. That's pretty sweet. So I got my money production up 1. I get a coin, and I'm moving up on the influence. Another point. Woohoo! Look at that. I've got 4 points already. 4 points. Woohoo! Okay, so that was pretty good. Now I've got a coin, which I could use to. What am I working on next? Next, I do need that ballista for next round, so I could use the coin to unlock that. So I'm getting ready for next round, or I could use it to get a craftsman or something. I don't think another craftsman might be good, because maybe I can build another wall, because I'm definitely going to need the walls. So I could do that too. So much to spend. And then I got the 3 wood there, right? So what else I got here? I could use a craftsman to build the small keep, but I don't have any white things to use that, so that's no. So I think I'm done with this card for now. Anything I got left to do would be just on here. So my choices are here, kind of building a wall, or getting ahead on this ballista, and then like unlocking the ballista, and then kind of just buying some more rocks. I could do that with my 3 wood left. Or I could get a craftsman. You know what? I think I'm going to get the craftsman. So I'm going to spend my $1. I'm going to get a craftsman here. And then I'm going to spend a craftsman and a wood and build another wall. It's probably good to keep going on the walls here. That also gives me another might. Oh, which gives me another patron. Cool. Okay. That's all right. And it doesn't matter where I put this wall. Because I don't need it for this round, but I'm definitely gonna need it at some point. So I might as well build it. Well, I got 2 wood left, and I got another patron now. So I could move up on one of these tracks here. And that's pretty much all you can use the patrons for. Patrons are mostly in this area here. I mean, I could get another coin. Open. I know. I said I wasn't going to concentrate on these other ones, or I can move up the work. I should move up the Warcraft, because that is kind of going to be my bread and butter here. So let's get the empty space out of the way. Let's do that. So kind of unlock and getting ready for next round, because 2 does give me lets me get this ramp. That could open up one of these tokens for me, right? Okay, and then I got 2 wood left, so I'm going to spend my 2 wood. Just the only thing I can really spend them on is getting some more rocks. Oops. So this is a little tricky, because you got to kind of outline Gonna unlock the rocks here. Okay, so I got 3 rocks I can use. Cool. All right, that's the end of my. So I've used all my resources. Woohoo! Very efficient. All right, what's next? Well, now we got to do castle defense. So this says follow the steps on my player sheet. All right, so I don't need that. Here's the steps on my player sheet. Castle defense. Pay food equal to the round, and then you get discontent per food you don't pay. So I got that. Set that food aside. Good there. Next, we got to deploy our soldiers. So I needed 1 here and 1 here. All right, soldiers deployed. And then we discard all our leftover resources. I've got none. I was really efficient. This is what you want to do. You don't want to leave anything on the table. Good there. Now I'm going to reveal any face down attack cards and then resolve attacks right to left and discard successful defenses. Okay, so I don't have any face down ones, so we're just going to start with this one. This one is an attack for E, so that's a 2 strength attack to the bottom. So I've got a wall there, so I can either spend my soldier or I can use one of my rocks. I'm going to use my rock. So I'll fill in I got 3 rocks to use. There's no reason to save the soldiers. Well, there is a reason to save. So if I for every 3 kind of power I have in soldiers, knights, and craftsmen I have left over at the end of the fight, I can generate a serf for next round. But, you don't want to leave 1 hanging around. There's no point for that. Okay, so I've defeated this card here. So I'll just put it in kind of discard pile back here so I know how to score those later. Okay, for this one, I got to block 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. Like I said, I could use another rock, but I'm just going to use my soldiers because I got them there. So 1 gets soaked by the wall. Soldier takes 1, and the same thing for the bottom. And so that one is also defended. Perfect. Okay, so we're done defending, and now I get 1 bravery for each skull on the cards that I defended here. So there was a skull, so I do get a bravery for that. And then we get crowns equals the key. I don't know what that is. That symbol is, but it's on the it's this symbol here. So you take that. So for the first round, it's just 1. And then you minus the undefended attacks to a minimum of 0. So I defended both my attacks. So I have no undefended attacks. So I get 1. So I end up with 1 crown. And then we get discontent equal to that minus the crowns I gained. So round 1, it's 1 minus the 1 crown I gained. So 0, no discontent. And then we discard anything left. I was very efficient. Nothing to discard. All good. Okay. And so that's the end of the round. So I got to shuffle these back in. And then we discard this or we flip this token over, so that's done. This card gets flipped over. It's done. Okay, so now if I hadn't have moved forward, you also get discontent for undefeated castles at the end of the round. I did defeat the castles, so no discontent there. And yeah, so that's the end of the round. All right, so we go to the beginning of the next round. And so now we're going to go to round 2. So we're going to get extra cards. So the first card is off this first pile here. That's your kind of final attack card. And then we'll deal 2 here. So the second one is face down. So we got our first face down attack card. Okay, and then we're going to draft the path cards again. Now, because I'm on equal footing with the bot, again, I get to choose. If you fall behind the bot, then you don't get to choose. Okay, so Oh, this one gives me 2 money. That's pretty nice. Oh, but this one gives me extra points for St. Valentine's Festival pairs, which means I would have to go into this worship. St. Valentine's Festival's here. And so it means I would have to work on this if I want to take this card. That is not part of my strategy. So I'm going to disqualify that card because I don't want to work on that too much. So that means I'm going to take the engineering one, which unfortunately doesn't give me the money, but I have my money production, so I technically don't need that money. Okay, so 5 serfs here. Let me get 3 craftsmen. And we got 3 wood. Yeah, nice ratio there. And 4 patrons. Guess we're going to be working on our governance and Warcraft this round. 4 patrons. Okay, that's it for the card. Tuck that. Okay, so my second goal here is constructed towers and gates. I built walls. Okay, so I guess I gotta be building some gates and towers. Okay, and then so that was my patrons. This is where I stopped, right? So then I get 2 coins from my production. I get 2 food. And I'm just gonna, again, now I need 2 food at the end of the round, so I'm just going to fulfill that so I don't forget about it. And then I generate 2 soldiers. All right. Okay, so what do I gotta do this round? So this round I need the ballista, so I can attack that castle, and a food, of course. And defending here, so it's saying that I can use the covers for that one, and it looks like it's attack, and it looks like I can do moat, if I'm reading that right. Well, no, it's not showing I can defend the moat. Yeah, I guess it's attacking any side here. And it looks like just covers I can use it. So I can't even use soldiers and stuff for that one. So I do want to work on a second tactic and covers for that one, I guess. So that means I need to get my Warcraft up to 3, which it's at 2, so that's not too far. And then I can build another tactic there. Okay, so I guess I'll do that. And, well, this one, hot oil is another tactic I could use there. I'll concentrate on the covers because this one gives me other ways to defend. So I got to build up my gate, which I need anyways because of my engineer. So I want to build up my gate, and then I could use soldiers. The attack is coming from the bottom, and it's a 3 attack. Okay. And this one, oh, of course I put the wall in the wrong spot. I got to build another wall now. It's coming from top and bottom. This is 2-2. And I can use my rocks again. Perfect. Okay. So that one's pretty good. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to do here? Okay, so I guess we need that ballista. So let's spend a coin and unlock that ballista. Let's start with that. So unlock the ballista. And then I can spend craftsman and a wood there to build the ballista. So we got my ballista. I'm going to move up on the might track again. More points. Okay, so we got the ballista. Now I just need food and warriors to get that part. Do got one more coin. Okay, so I also want to get that tactic. So let's start moving. Now, I do have the, maybe I should build the small keep now, because that will give me knights, and that will help me get this for free. So let's do that. Let's build the small keep. I do have a wall to build, so I'll keep the last one around to build that other wall. So let's build the small keep. That gives me some influence. Oh, which gives me another craftsman. Perfect. Another craftsman. Okay, so small keep's built. And now I can go heavy into, I'm going to do all 3 of those things. So the first one On the small keep gives me a knight. Second one gives me a resource of my choice. I do need food to do my raid, so I'm going to grab a food. And then the third one lets me, of course it doesn't, it does give me Warcraft. Okay, yeah. So this lets me build a level on one of these three things, and then it gives me another influence. So I want to do Warcraft, which gives me an influence. So I'm going up 2 on the influence track. Okay. So now I have enough on the, now I've got the stables unlocked, which I'm going to need next round because I need the horses next round. So that's good. I can do the stables now. And also I can build my second tactic because I'm at level 3 now. So that's what I will use my last patron for here to build my second tactic. And I want the covers. And covers gives me a soldier. Okay, so now I have enough to do my next fight here. So I gotta spend a wood and 4 soldiers. My last wood here, I got a knight and 2 soldiers. And I built the ballista so I can defeat this castle here, which gives me 3 bravery. 1, 2, 3. That gives me another soldier. And I get a wood and a food. That's from up here. Okay, so all good there. Yeah, I think I'm in good shape there. So now I got to work on my defenses here. Covers. Yeah, who knows how much damage that's going to be? So I should probably. I've got 1 free cover. I probably want to build some more. I've got lots of serfs, so I might want to start working on my wood production. Like if I use 3 of those serfs, I can. And I also want to build the gate. Oh, I need to build a gate and a wall. Yeah, so I probably should get some wood here. So let's go up 3 on the wood track here. So I'll spend 3 serfs here. She'll give me a wood for my first base, nothing for the second, and increase my wood production and give me another wood. So I'm increasing my wood production, or materials, I guess that's called. It gives me 2 woods here. Okay. And yeah, I need to build the gate. So I'll spend a craftsman and a wood to build the gate. Gives me this gate. And I get another patron. Okay, and I need to build another wall because I built the wrong wall last round. That was dumb. I should have been able to see into the future to see exactly which wall I needed to build, but build my last wall. And that gives me another patron. Okay. Cool. And I've got a wood there to give me the covers. Give me more covers. Hopefully that'll be enough too. All right, so now I've got 2 soldiers. Okay, so how are we doing on this? Okay, so we've got A is 2 damage. Well, I'll start with this. We don't know what that one is, so that one's going to be I'm going to worry about use covers to take that one out. This one I need 3, so I've got 1 covered with the gate here. You'll notice I can't use the wall there, so that's so it's only the gate. So I do need 2. So I've got 2 soldiers, so I've kind of got that covered if I use my soldiers. I didn't go for that tactic. This one, it's 2 from here, 2 from there. I have 2 rocks left. So these are taking out 1, so I really just got to want. So I could actually just use my 2 rocks to defend this one. I don't even need soldiers for that one. So then, yeah, so I'm actually kind of done already, except for this one. Yeah, so I'm okay. I probably don't even need to generate any more soldiers. Maybe a bit more wood just to get the covers. Yeah, okay. And you did notice your buildings don't degrade when they get attacked. It's just you just lose soldiers. That's it. So the buildings are really good that way. All right, so what do we got? We got. Did I spend my food when I did that? Because I still got 2 food. I think I did. If I didn't, then yeah, I'll put that in the. I'll mention that in when I'm doing the when I do the editing. I'll flash it up there that I didn't spend that wood, but I think I spent my wood. Or my wood, my food. Okay, so I guess I got some free play here. So I got 2 patrons. So what can we can build a small mint now? I wonder if you want. Oh no, I did the small mint. Medium. So the medium. We could do a medium mint if we got. Because I do have a coin left. Could do a medium mint. Or maybe we should start doing the stables because we're gonna need the horse next round. Well, we need the horse, and we're going to need the catapult. Oh, and the catapult requires a small crane, and I'm going to need the small crane to build the medium stuff. So maybe we want to unlock that small crane with that coin, or we can start going for the stables here. Although the stables are unlocked. I just need, yeah. So I could get a craftsman and then build the stables. And that would give me more money. Yeah, let's do that. Let's build the stables. So let's use this coin here to get a craftsman. So which direction? I'll go down this way. That gives me a craftsman, and I'll spend that craftsman in my wood right away. Although I do need to generate some wood, but I've got some of these guys left. And I'm building the small stables here, which gives me another influence, which gives me another patron. Wow, a lot of patrons. I should note you can trade 2 resources for 1 resource if I need it. I mean, I've got 2 food here, so if I needed some wood, I could trade that. Okay, so I got the small stables. So let's start building I've got the. Do I want to? Well, I get more food. I don't really, I don't really need food. Yeah. I unlock that? Oh, but I can spend the. Can I spend the weight? No, for the small stables, I can only spend soldiers or serfs. Yeah. And I can only get 1 more wood, and I want to get more covers. What can I use that food for? I don't like leaving stuff behind. What uses food? Oh, small chapel uses, well, a little bit of food. And I haven't done anything here. And then I could use food. I could use my food for an. I might as well spend one of these patrons to go up on the entertainment track here. So I got my first beer. And how brew house works is you just draw 2 cards, and you're looking for symbols here. So I got 2 of the same symbols, the foam. So you're looking at this row here. And so I can mark off 2 symbols in this grid here. And whenever you complete a row or a column, you get a beer that you can use. So that is how the brew house works. But that gives me level 2, so then I can spend a food now to do another tournament. I mean, I don't know if I can use that knight. The knight's probably going to get wasted, but okay, so let's do another I've never won a freaking tournament. Maybe I'll win a tournament for once here. Let's see how we do. Oh, no. Shield against blank and sword against sword. I think that's a tie. I've never actually had that outcome. That's a tie. Both players hit or both players miss is a tie. Okay, so that's a tie. So when you tie, you just keep going. So we'll draw another 2. All right, we took each other out again. So I guess that's another tie. We both hit. Again. Come on, woohoo! He hit my shield. I won my first tournament. How about that? All right, so that gives me an influence and a soldier. Okay, I think I can use the could I use the soldiers in the? What did I build here? No tactics. I did build the small stables. Yeah, I can use a soldier. Oh, well, I get more food. I don't need food. A coin would be nice, but don't really need the food. Now I could use the knight for something, but I could also build ramp. Oh no, I need craftsmen to build ramparts. Yeah, and I wanted to at least get one more wood. So I've got these 2 patrons left, so I might move up on. What is moving up? 3 on governments gives me spies. Spies are okay. Or I could just move up my warcraft here. I think I'm going to do that because I do want to eventually get these ramparts, and maybe another tactic in the future. But because moving up here gives me my wood, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to move up 2 more on that track here, the warcraft track, because I do want the wood. And then I got 2 yellows left, which I can use to get some more wood. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to spend my 2 wood. Oh, I didn't discard these. I'm going to spend my 2 wood to build, what was it, the covers here. All right, ready to go. Okay, so back to the castle defense. So I gotta pay 1 food per symbol there, so I'm all good there. I even got 1 food left over. Now I gotta deploy my guys. Okay, no idea what to deploy here. It says it doesn't hint that I can use guys there, so that I'm gonna use the covers for that guy. This one, E is 3, so I've got 1. I'm defending 1 with my gate, so I need another 2 there for the gate, so I can use my knight for that. You can block 2, so this one's taken care of. And this one, I've got rocks. So these are 2 each, so the walls are giving me 1 each. I mean, I've got rocks. I can put soldiers down. And maybe I'll save my soldiers. Who knows? And yeah, I'll put 1 here just in case, because I don't know what that's doing. But yeah, so that's my castle defense. Okay, so that's deployed. Then I discard all serfs, patrons, and resources. So I do lose this food. So I was a little inefficient. And now we're going to reveal the face down cards and see what we're actually facing here, which is a C. So that's only 1. Oh, so the gate, I didn't even need my covers. The gate took care of that all by itself. So wasted my money on the covers. But covers I find come up quite a bit, so I'm not sorry I built those. So let's do our defense now. So this one is taken care of by my gate that I built. Although it's not showing gate on here, is it? Oh no, this one's not. I can't use my gate. I can only use the covers. Okay, duh. I gotta read the card right. So I do get to use my cover. Okay, so I'll use. I got 3 of them, so I'll just use the. We need to use the 1 cover. This is the one I needed the gate for. I was confusing myself. Okay, so this one is attack for 3. So I got a knight here that takes the knight out. The gate takes the other damage. So this one is good. And then this one, 2 and 2 on these sides. I could use rocks, but I'll. Well, I mean, if I save all my soldiers, then I can get a. You know what? I could use. Let's use the 2 rocks. Let's use the 2 rocks because I can use them. So let's use them. I've got 2 rocks. That actually saves my soldiers. It's a bit more efficient to do that, I think. Okay, so done my defenses. I defended all 3 cards. Now we're going to, so now I get 1 bravery for every skull card. I got 1 skull card there, so I get a bravery there. And then I get crown for the, whatever that symbol is, minus undefended attacks, which is 0. And the thing is at 2, so I get 2 crowns, which gives me another soldier. I don't think I lose that one. Like, I don't think you lose stuff you... I'll have to check that, but I don't think you lose um, guys you generate. Well, I'll have to check that to make sure. And then we do the discontent. I don't get any discontent. And then we're supposed to discard the soldier. So I'm going to check the rules on that one soldier I generated there. And it does say I don't have to discard them. But these guys are deployed. So that's what you put it on your board. Don't lose the ones you put on your board. But I do lose these 3 that were deployed. And then, because they're 3 strength, I do get a surf. Okay, so that's the end of the round. So we're going to shuffle these back in. Oh, sorry, I forgot to move the yellow guy up. The yellow guy always moves up. Just remember that. He's never not going to move up. I think I'm going to just play one more round because kind of that will probably be at the right amount time there for my usual videos. And like I said, you've seen all the rules and everything, and I'll just go over the final scoring at the end of this round just to show you how that works. But yeah, I think this is going to take a little too long to get through the whole thing. It is a quite involved game. Okay, so back to the beginning of the round. So we're on round 3 now. So deal out the attack cards here. Oh, it's the same one again. I did not shuffle very good, I guess. Well, we know what that one is. I got that covered. That's bad. Okay, did that. Still even. So deal out 2, and I get to pick 1. All right. So what do we got here? Oh, these are both almost the same. So this one's it's picking a surf over a craftsman. Now I got the extra surf here. So let me just look at the goals here. Completed Knights training. I've actually done. Oh, I haven't done any Knights training or completing chapel. Both of these have to do with this section that I am ignoring this game. Yay! So I might as well just take the extra resources here. Neither of those goals. I mean, I could do some night. Maybe I will do some Knights training because I only have to build a small chapel to do that, which means I only need to go up 2 levels on here, and then I can do. But then I can only do 1 Knights training because you need to go pretty far up the track. So what is that? 2. So to get a point, I need to go up to at least level 4 on this. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so I'm generating 3 serfs. I'm generating 4 craftsmen. And what do we got for wood here? 4 wood. And 3 serfs. Don't got a lot of serfs this round. But I kind of did extra leveling with the serfs last round, so probably don't need them as much. Got 2 coins plus, what are we getting here? 4 coins. That's nice. 4 coins is nice. Okay, so that's it for the card. We'll slot that useless gold. It's not going to help me at all. And then we get 2 food and 2 soldiers. All right. Yeah, and then this is supposed to move up. There, we're doing that right this time. Okay, so we need the catapult and finish the small stables to get the horse to do that one. Okay, so I'll be focusing on that. Looks like we got lots of attacks from the left, and A is 3 power attack. So I want to probably level this up at least once. Good on the rocks again. Oh, I spent all my rocks, but I mean, I've got the rocks, so I just have to spend some wood on those. This one we know we got covered because we got the covers. I'm using that pun again. And this is the same as, oh no, it's a D this time. So this is a 3 attack. I think that's the same as what we found. So we can upgrade the gate to make me help us with that a bit. So I'm feeling pretty good about these. I think we're mostly good there. I'll just have to buy some more rocks. And, we can level up the walls a little bit and stuff, especially that left wall, because the left wall is getting hit twice, so that'll help to do the left wall. Okay, so let's first concentrate on attacking the castle. So I gotta get the catapult, we actually have to build the small crane first. So we gotta build the small crane, and then we gotta build the. So I gotta research twice. So it's good I got lots of coins here this round, because I gotta spend 2 just to do my research here. So that gets me the small crane unlocked and the catapult unlocked, and now I gotta build both of those. Yeah, so to build the small crane, it's a craftsman and a wood. Okay, so we got the small crane, that gives me a surf. Good there. And now the catapult, I need a craftsman and 2 wood. That one's expensive. 2 wood. Okay, so we built that, and that gives me might. All right, so we got our catapult. Now we got to work on the small stables here. For that, I need soldiers or serfs. Well, I'm gonna need I need 5 power and soldiers. So basically, I need a knight at this point. So I gotta use 3. Oh, the 3 serfs will give me the knight, so that'll give me everything I need. Okay, so we'll spend the 3 serfs here. That will finish my stables for me. So first one gives me a food, and then I get a coin, and then I get a knight, and that unlocks the horsies. So food, coin, and knight. Okay. Generate the food here. Make sure I got my food covered. I do need a new, I need 1 more food, but we'll worry about that later. Do I need 1 more food? Yeah, I do need 1 more food. Yeah, so I'll need to get a 3rd food at some point. I'm going to use this food to do the attack. So I got the horse and I've got the catapult, and I need 5 strength. So I got 3 soldiers here and a knight. All right. Okay, so that gets us this castle, which gives me 3 bravery. Which gives me another serf. And then I get 2 coins and a wood. Ooh. Mega coins this round. Mega coins. Coins you could always spend, so that's a really nice thing to get. All right, so we want to bolster that left wall there. So for that, I'm going to need a craftsman and a wood. So let's do that. Craftsman and a wood. Give us another wall. Now we're just upgrading the walls. So I'm going to go to a level 2 wall. A is 3, so that means I just need 1 soldier there for these 2 attacks. I need a couple soldiers. I got some no soldiers right now. Alright, what else can we do here? We're all the way up to level 5 here, so we could do... Oh, I could get another tactic, actually. Oh, I don't have any... Oh, I do have the patrons. Do I need another tactic? I guess I can get a tactic for that, but I don't really need that because we know well, what's D3? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, maybe I could get that tactic. We do want to get some rocks. Man, I need 1 more food. Well, this gives me a food here. And that doesn't give me enough to do any knights training. I mean, I can start working on this, but this doesn't... This can give me... This is kind of a weird thing. You're doing sums. I did that last time and I wasted stuff on that. So that's why I'm not really going... The best thing is the tournaments in here to get your knights and stuff. I'd have to get up to 4 here to get my next knight. And I'd have to spend a food, which I don't really want to do. I mean, I've got coins to get knights. Maybe that's what I'll do. Yeah, let's... And wood I need... Yeah, so let's just concentrate on wood and maybe knights. So I can spend 2 serfs here to get some more wood, and that actually increases my wood production again. So that gives me 2 wood. Yeah, I wanted to spend the wood to get the rock. The problem is you need to spend the... Well, I guess you can use these guys as soldiers too. Maybe that's what I'll use, that guy as a soldier. Oh, I could also use them to do the rampart. You know what? I'm going to do the ramparts because the first space on the ramparts here is to get a soldier. And I do want to get one of these tokens so I can start moving soldiers around during the defense phase. And I've got 2 woods to build the rocks. So let's use these guys to do rocks. So it gives me 2 more rocks. Okay, so how are we doing on defenses here? Okay, so this one, the wall is blocking 2 of that one, so I need 3, so I can use a rock or a soldier there. I've got 1 soldier, so let's say I'll use the rocks. That one's done. This one we know is done with the covers, so I still got 2 covers left. This one we know is okay with the gate, because D is 3. The gate's only blocking 1. I need a 2. I need a knight here. And then this one, I need a soldier, or I could use one of my rocks here, and then I need another 2 here. So I probably want to buy some knights. So let's spend a coin. Can use a coin to get a knight. Is there any other free knights close by? Because I've got these 3 patrons here. Do any of those give me knights? No. But I got a ton of coins. And what am I going to do after this? And I'm going to need that cart after. So I can, yeah, that's not too... Battering ram's pretty easy, so not going to worry about that. But I might just try to get me another knight, because I can spend 2 more coins and get another knight. And then, okay, let's do that. Spend 2 more coins. That gives me a patron and a knight. All right, does that give me everything I need now? I think I got enough now with those. And I need some food. I got 1 yellow guy here left, but ooh, he's not enough to get my food up. 2 yellow guys. And we get another yellow guy. Where do I get yellow guys? Here, I could get that one there. Oh, that'll increase my surf production too if I move up here. So maybe I'll move up there 3. I'm gonna spend these 3 guys and move 3 on the governance track, which gives me a crown, a surf, and increases my surf production. One way. That gives me the surf I needed. Yeah, because now I can spend these 2 surfs. And that gives me the food I need. Alright, I got 1 patron left and 2 coins. Do we got enough for defenses now? Got 2 rocks, right? So rock takes care of this one. Cover. Gate plus knight takes care of that one. And then this one, soldier or rock, and then knight. Yeah, I think I'm all good here for the defenses. So, I've got money to spend. I got a patron and some coins I can spend. I mean, maybe I will unlock this one down here, get them ready for the battering ram next round, and then the other coin. I don't need a soldier. What could I use a craftsman for? Oh yeah, let's spend the other one on a craftsman. Go down here, and then I'm going to spend that craftsman on the ramparts. That lets me move guys around, or 1 guy around. Okay, all good for all of that. And then I got one patron left. What are we gonna use him for? I'll level up on one of these tracks. Can get another coin, get some more food. I don't really need food. Yeah, I mean, if I go up, yeah, don't want to waste stuff. I got all my food, right? Yeah, I got all my food, so what do I want to use that patron for? Oh, I can get another tactic. Am I at level 5 here? I am at level 5. Which tactic do I want to get? I have seen this one quite a bit, but who knows what's going to come up. You know, I'm just going to level up here. One more up here. That will unlock the large stable, because I do need the large stable for this last card there. You can see there's a white horse there. Large stable gives me the white horse, so I'll unlock the large stable there. So I can build it next round. All right, so that's all my resources. Very efficient this round. All right, so now we got to pay our bread. Got that all accounted for. And then we're going to play our guys. So what did I need them? I needed one here, right? And I needed one at the gate. And where else did I need that? So this one I can do with a rock. That one covers. This one just needed the knight. This one I needed a knight. Oh, I needed him here, right? Or a rock. Yeah. Okay. Deployed. Now we're going to reveal the face down and execute. Oh, see. Oh, wait. This one is 2. But I have 2 covers. I do have 2 covers. Okay. Good there. Whew. I forgot that it's a little tougher every round. Okay, so first one here. I just need the rock here because I'm blocking 2 of the 3 with the wall. And I can spend a rock to do that one first. Okay, so that one's covered. Then I need 2 covers on that. It's a 2 attack. I can only use covers, so I'll use my 2 covers on that. That one is done. And then this one is 3 on the gates. My gate's at level 1, so I need 2. That's my knight. Take out my knight, and that one is done. And then the last one, so 3 on each side. So the knight can take care of that side, and then I can use a rock or the soldier. I might as well use the soldier because I'm not going to get anything bonuses from that. So I'll use the soldier, and we have fully defended again. Woohoo, we are the champions. Okay. So next we do bravery for each skull. It didn't have any skulls to defend against that, so it was an easy draw. And then this was round 4, right? So 2, yeah, that was the one we did, right? So 2 minus 0, so I get 2 crowns. Which gives me a serf. And then no discontent. I got nothing to discard because I was very efficient. And now then we're just ready for the next round. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop there. Like I said, I like to time box these, and really there's nothing. All you're just going to see me is kind of build more buildings and kind of do more of the same. So just gets harder and harder every round. And at the end of the round, basically how you score this up, you're going to score all these tracks. So you'll see there's a score track at the bottom here. So you just look at what score you got. I mean, it's basically 1 point per space on each of these tracks. So you kind of add those up for the tracks. Then you have your path cards here. So, I'm doing good on the final discontent. I've got no discontent so far. So if I get to between 0 and 2 discontent, I'll get 3 points for that. Constructed towers and gates. I've only done 1 gate so far. So not progressing on the engineer one very good. And then, like I said, the mentor one I can't even use. Like knight's training I'm not even going into. So Not really great on these, but then you just add those all up and minus your discontent, and that's your score. Now, this is the basic game. There's many scenarios you can play. I'm playing the easy basic game, right? And then you can play any scenarios. There's a whole campaign book, so playing solo, you can play through a whole campaign. And I haven't really started that yet, but I looked at a couple of them, and those basically make you focus. I think the first ones, there's goals you have to meet. So I think the first one you had to build the medium mint or the large mint or something like that. So it's kind of forcing you down certain paths and stuff to explore. So that's cool. I didn't want to wreck any of those, so that's why I was just doing the basic game. But yeah, so that's how this game plays. Pretty cool. I think this is a good solo game. Like I said, the multiplayer game, I don't know if I'd play this multiplayer because the only point of contention is drafting those cards at the beginning of the round. Yeah, not much interaction there, so it's kind of like parallel play, like your toddlers do. If you're playing this with multiple players, I mean, I don't think it would take long or anything like that. But it's basically you'd be heads down doing all. You saw what I was doing all that stuff, and you wouldn't even be looking up at the other people at the table. So wouldn't be much opportunity for table talk or anything. So I don't really see a point of playing this multiplayer. But teach their own, I guess. As usual, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.